everyone, welcome back. This is our last part 5 of our crochet along teddy bear. By now you should have your completed body, a couple of ears, a couple of feet, and a couple of arms. So for now, we just finished doing the ears and the arms and the feet last time, but now we gotta stuff them. We want to stuff them just a little bit, not too much. There's our opening. So we can grab our stuffing and put a little bit in there. If it helps, sometimes I use the bottom of my crochet hook, the end of my crochet hook, to help push the fluff in there. Just a little bit. We don't want too much in there. There, like that should be good. Yeah, that should be fine. We're gonna do that with our other ones. So I'll move my one arm to the side here. You want to make sure you want to keep that tail out. You don't want to tuck that in because we need that to sew it onto the body. But today, we should be able to finish up our teddy bear. You will need a little bit of extra things for today's, or for the tail end of our video. Like some black embroidery thread, some regular thread, and buttons. Normally for little plushies, or crochet patterns for little plushies, we'll ask you to use safety eyes, which you would put in as you're building the body. You'd put, or the head, you'd put those in, but I just use buttons. But it's completely up to you. It's entirely your preference. But for the purposes of this video, we'll just do buttons. You gotta stuff our little feet, and you want to make sure you get some in the toes there. Stuff his toes. There we go. See, now it stands up more foot-like. We want to lightly stuff the leg. We don't want to stuff it too much. That and the arms. You want to lightly stuff the arms. You know, I think I'm going to remove some fluff there. That should be good. Because when we sew them onto the body, we're going to squeeze the top shut and sew it on. Kind of like that. Probably a bit more like that. So yeah, a little more fluff in there. And this fluff is just polyester filling like what we've used before. Put just a little more in there. That should do it. Yeah, I like that. And if you ever have to remove fluff, that's perfectly okay too. Just make sure you do it before you sew on the limb, before you attach it. Oops. Stuff it into the toes. Yeah, need some more. This actually might just be enough. Really, overall, it's just a handful of fluff you'll be using for these couple of appendages. Yeah, let's put just a smidge more in. That's perfect. There we go. Now we got our 2 feet and arms. And we can just set these all off to the side. Whoops. I'm gonna clear off some of this fluff here. All right, and we're gonna make our last couple of parts. We are going to make our muzzle, because you know, he's gotta have a nose, a teddy bear's gotta have a nose. So again, start with the magic circle. Slip out your fingers, yarn over and pull through to help keep it there. And you're doing 6 single crochet into the center of it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're gonna take out our hook and tighten that up. And then we're gonna do 2 single crochet in each stitch, because we're doing a round of increase. So there's my first stitch. It's just kind of hiding on me there. Let's get it into the first loop and then the second one. Maybe if it'll let me. Oh, there it is. That's the first loop. It was hiding on me. And there's the second one. Almost. This one does not want to behave. There we go. But like I said, 2 single crochet in each stitch. So we should have a row of 12 stitches. But there's 1 and 2. Don't forget to put in your stitch marker. Your different color of yarn here. Just a little piece is fine. There we go. So we did 2. This one should be 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10, and then 2 more. 11, whoops, and 12, and that's our first 2 rows for the muzzle. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it down, even though we don't have very many, just for the sake of keeping track. I'm going to tighten up my piece there, just tighten up by pulling that extra tail. And then the next one is we're doing 1 stitch in each row. So there's 1, so we should be doing a total 12 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we can cut off our end and finish it off. Leave a nice long tail. And then pull our yarn through. And there's your little nose. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna tighten that. I'll stick my hook through the middle there and pull it through. That way it's kind of on the inside here. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and cut that shortened, or cut that a bit shorter, so it's easier to hide. There we go. So when we go to, this will be our nose, our little teddy bear's muzzle. So when we go to sew this on, we can just kind of tuck it in there and sew it on. Now we're gonna set that one off to the side and do our very last piece. We're gonna make our teddy bear a little tail. So again, magic circle. And 6 single crochet in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 'Tighten it up. 2 single crochet in each. So we're going to do a round of increasing. There we go. This one doesn't want to pull through. There we go. So there's 1. There's 2. I'm going to grab my little stitch marker. Just like that. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So again, we just did our second round. Gonna tighten up that tail here. You don't have to do the tail. I'm just doing it for the purposes of completing the pattern, but that's just me. And then we're gonna do 1 crochet and then 2 in the next. So 1 and then 2 in the next. Here, 1, 2, so we did 3. I'm going to move my marker up a little bit. We're going to repeat that through the round. 1, 2, and the third and the same. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more set. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're just going to do the exact opposite. 1 single crochet in the next, and then a decrease. So 1, oops, decrease. We're just going to tighten it right back up. Oops, come on. There we go. There. One, decrease. 1. Oh, whoops. I totally did the exact opposite of a decrease. Good thing my mind is paying attention because I clearly am not. So that was a 1 and I needed to do a decrease. There we go. Decrease. 2 together. There we go. See if I can do it this time without doing the increase. There. One. Increase. 1. Whoops. Decrease. I got 1 more set here. Oops. All right. I'm just going to pull that out a bit and cut off so I've got a good sized tail to sew it on with here. All right. And then don't forget to pull this through so it doesn't come undone. And there you have it. That'll work as our tail. And again, I'm going to take out my yarn and take out my other colored yarn. I'm going to grab that starting tail and pull it through the center here. I'm going to cut it shorter so it's easier to hide. There we go. So we can just kind of tuck that in. And that'll work as a neat little, cute little buttony tail for our teddy bear. And now, you thought all those parts were hard, now comes the actual hard part. We're gonna attach all of these pieces to our teddy bear. So here's our bear. That was the spot where we finished it off. That was our starting point. So, you know, that's the head. This up here's the head, that's the body. You want to start, first let me adjust my camera. Okay, that's a better angle. So like I said, that was the bottom, that's the top, here's our head. And sometimes if it helps, sometimes I'll use them, but you can get those sewing pins about so long to help pin stuff into place. I don't have any of those with me, so for now we're just gonna start attaching appendages. I think what I'll do first is we'll add the ears to our teddy bear. But you'll want to have your yarn needle ready, and you'll put the tail in your yarn needle. And actually, if it helps, I've got a picture of the completed project from my printed out instructions here. If this helps right here. So as you can see, you kind of fold the ears in half, like I have. There it is. Fold it in half and it's kind of indented. And you'll just pick a spot so they kind of go on the top of the head, but also kind of go on sideways there. So we'll try to put them on like that. So let's see, maybe about here. Let's get the other one. Let's get the other ear. Maybe about like that. Yeah, that looks cute. All right, so we've got our tail. And you kind of want it on the corner, that'll help better. And like I said, this is the hard part. So yeah, like about there. So what I'll do is first I'm gonna go through both sides here. I'm gonna go in this stitch, kind of through this stitch, and then through the one adjacent to it. And pull it tight. And then what you'll want to do is you want to go through here. So I'm probably going to go through this stitch and this stitch. We'll pull it through. See how that looks? Yeah, that looks all right. And then we're just going to go back to this one. Here, let's do it this way. And then go through the next set. So we just did those, we'll do these right here. This one and this one. And if it's not perfect, that is a-okay, because this is quite possibly your first teddy bear. It's not my first, but I always have trouble with attaching limbs anyway. So I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna come out probably right about here. Ta-da! See, he's starting to sit there. Go through the next set of stitches right about here. And let's go through here. In there. Let's go out. Let's go out here. There we go. and through the next set of stitches. Kind of want it leaning down like that, so we'll go through here. And really all it takes is just a bit of practice to get better at this. I've done a few different plushies in my time, just not many teddy bears. Go through these last couple of stitches here. Oh, nope, I'm missing a set. Let's go through here. Let's see, we'll go in here and out here. It's kind of the same spot, isn't it? Yeah, so let's go out here then. As you see, that was kind of the same spot as the last stitch I did, which you can still do if that works with how you want to position your ears. Okay, last set. This one's gonna sit right, let's go here. Just like that. There you have it, you've got an ear on. So I think for now, I'm just gonna remove my yarn needle. You just take it off. I'm not gonna tuck this in just yet because I wanna be happy with my ear placement. So he just kind of sticks out there. And squish him down. Yeah, let's put the other one there. That'll look cute. I want to get my tail on a corner there. There we go. That's better. Put the tail through the yarn needle. Okay. Whoops. And I'm gonna go through that one and that one, I think. Yeah, let's do that. And let's see, where do we want them? Right about there. Let's go there. So let's go in this right here. And we'll come out just behind it. Let's go here. Whoops. And see, that's one part you gotta be careful of. You don't want your pieces getting tangled, which happens to me quite often. And see, well, they're not quite. Sometimes you want to be a little even from about where you've got them here compared to the center. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. So if you're not happy with your placement, you can just take the yarn off your hook or off your needle and just pull it right back out. Just like that. And then try again. Feel free to pause this video as often as needed. All right, let's go. That might be a better idea to judge it from the top here. Let's go there. Let's go right there. And go out through that one. That's a little better. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. And then like before, go through. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out just a, whoops, losing track of my needle. So I did those ones already. Let's go through here. And then I can tighten it. There we go. Make sure your ears are curved out there. And so let's go through here And out here, let's go there. Through the next set, that one and that one. I see what I did. That's okay. Let's go through here and right back out there. Oops. Back this way. Through this set here. See, it's starting to look all right. And go there. Got 2 more to go. We'll go maybe, yeah, we'll go right here and out there. Right through there. And we're gonna tack down that last little bit right here. Oops, there we go. There, I like that. That doesn't look too bad. All right, once you're happy with your ear placement, we're gonna hide our tail. We're gonna weave in our ends, and you'll always want to do that in the back because most people are going to look at the front of your teddy bear, not at the back. So if you notice kind of how each stitch has that line there and then here and then here, we're going to try and tuck it in under those. So it's like kind of in the stitch like that. I'm actually going to go, let's see, can I go that way? Let's see if I can go this way. You want to kind of tuck it under those lines if you can, so it's going through the stitch itself. You can go just a few at a time and pull your needle through, but just don't lose track of where you're putting it. So like you see how it kind of bugs out a little bit there. Let's go through these. And believe it or not, this actually holds your tail, the rest of your yarn, in place. You don't have to use all of this. You just want to put in enough that it stays put. Once you've gone one way, go back through the other way. Kind of in the same spots if you can. You want to do as much of it as you possibly can though. If I have it going the right way, maybe. Because what it does when you go in one way and then back out the other way, the fibers of the yarn grab each other and kind of lock in place. See how it's already trying to lock in place here. I'm gonna pull. There it is, that one. I'm not gonna yank on that just yet. I want to get it through the rest of the way. Let's kind of go through. Where was it? There it is. See, I've already lost track of it a little bit because I'm trying to watch it through the video. Let's go through here. Yeah, that's good. And if you feel more comfortable by putting it through more stitches, that is perfectly fine. For now, I'm just gonna do it the few here. We're gonna pull that through and just kind of tighten it. You see how right up here it's snagged? It's not going any further. You've just tucked in your tail. So I'm actually gonna do something a little extra here. I'm gonna go absolutely into the bear. I'm gonna move it forward a little bit, and then I'm gonna cut it off right about here. Just be careful not to cut your stitches. All right, so you can kind of see the end poking out. If you just squish your teddy bear a little bit, it'll disappear. And see, now that ear's not gonna move. Well, anywhere that it shouldn't move anyway. I should have done that corner. Oh well. There's one. You'll just do the same to the other. You'll remove your needle and do the same. All right, so let's go in through here. We're gonna hide the needle, or hide the yarn. There we go. And if at all possible, you don't want it to go through the middle of a strand like that. You don't want to split the strand. You want to go under the whole strand. I'm going to do maybe one or two more. Go here. Yeah, good enough. All right, and then we'll go back through. And like I said, this is kind of the tough part. This is the harder part. Because it's a matter of seeing in reverse the way you just went through. Let's go, whoops, there. Pull out tail, and see, you'll watch it again. I've got just the end of it right there, the end of that loop. And it's snagged right there. It's just kind of snagged on the rest of it. So again, I'm gonna stick my needle into the head and move it back this way. And pull it all out. Go ahead and remove my needle and I'll cut that off right there. Just like that. And squish the head so, whoops. You got caught on the ear. Let's try that again. Much smaller tail, but that's okay. Whoops. There we go. See, it's still in there. It just got wrapped on the ear. Let's try that again. Oop, that's a good spot. There we go. That's better. And then we'll just squish the head. Hide that back in there. Looking good so far, right? So with our buttons, we'll probably put them right about here. That's where I'll put mine. But we'll go ahead and do the buttons and the muzzle here in a bit. I want to put his arms on. So let's get our needle on our arm. There we go. And as you see in our picture, they kind of put the arms right under here. So just under the head, right about the neck there. And our teddy bears aren't gonna look perfect like this. That's okay. So you can, in this pattern, you can see they did a little thumb for it. I'm not too worried about doing a thumb. So again, we wanna do that. gonna want to squish it here. I want this on the corner. I'm gonna go through the first couple of stitches here. I want to go through there. Oops, and you don't want too much stuff or too much fluff poking out. There we go. So, based on the picture, we'll want to put our arms kind of like that, sticking out on the side. I think the arms in the other one are cuter, but that's okay. Like I said, it's not gonna be perfect, and that's all right. Every single one is unique. Actually, let's flip it around. There we go. So let's go right about here. Let's go in right here and come up just above it. Yeah, let's go there. There. Yeah, that looks all right. So we did that. We'll go in here. And if you don't end up going in each of the next one, that's okay. If you go in like every other one, that's all right. Just so it looks like you got it. Let's go here. Yeah, let's go here. Let's see how that looks. Now, also, the tighter you make this, the more his arm sticks out. So you don't want it super tight. You want it there, you just don't want it super tight. You want to be able to keep it in place. So let's go here. Which one did we do? We did that one. Let's do this one. Let's see if we can do this one. Camera focus a little bit. There we go. Go through right there. And part of why this, or the attaching pieces bit is so hard is trying to get it where you want it and making sure you're happy with it. Does that look all right? See, it's going backwards. I don't like that he's going backwards. Well, I can fix that. Let's go here into that last one. And we'll go out. Actually, let's go down just a little maybe and then go out there. Let's try that. So his arm is going to be at an angle, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Could have put a little more stuffing in his arm, but that's all right. Okay, so I think I've got that one where I want it. That'd be his front, his arm's just kind of off to the side there. So before I tuck in my tail, I'm gonna take off my yarn, or take the needle off the yarn there. Oh yeah, see the difference? I should have definitely put more fluff in there. Oops. There we go. Scooch my camera back. That's better. And see, I'm not happy with that. I think I might undo that one and move it forward some and stick a little more fluff in it. So let's go through here. I think I'm going to put his arm Because there's my front. I think I will take a little bit of that fluff out, just a little bit. Now I'll take that whole little piece out, that little chunk. There. Shove what I can back there. That's all right, that's better. So there's his face. Let's put his arm right there. I like that better. Yeah, I think I'll move that one here in a bit. Let's go there. And we'll go here. Let's see where that puts it. Oops. It's a little tangled. There. Where's that put it? That's a good starting spot, but I'll go up just a little bit more. So we'll go into this next set right here. If you get just a little bit of that fluff on the outside, that's all right. And I think we'll go here, right into the neck. Yeah, that's better. You can always just kind of pick that out. There. And see, this is a harder part for me, trying to get it at the right angle so you guys can see it. Let's go there. And here. Let's go there. Yeah, I like that better. See that last bit there? Yeah, I like that better. So I'm gonna move this arm forward some. So I'm gonna take out that. So if you kind of wiggle it, you can see, oh right, I had a stitch through here. And just use either your yarn needle or your hook or your fingers to help pull that out. And so the next spot was that one right there. So we'll pull that out. But yeah, with this being such a tricky part, if you've got your arms where you want, feel free to fast forward, pause, whatever it is you need to do. There we go. Pull that one out before I completely pull it out. There. Move our fluff out of the side, off to the side here. Oh, right, I was gonna put just a wee bit more fluff in there. Grab just one of these small bits here. There. Yeah, I like that. Adds just a little more to it. Okay. So I know. Let's go like this. start with the front. And yeah, we'll go right here, right in the spot here. There we go. See, and if you look at that placement, I like that better already. So I'm gonna finish doing that. Next couple of stitches. We're gonna go through here, I think. Actually, we're gonna go right through here. If my tool will cooperate. There we go. Going a little sideways here. Let me see if I can figure out and make sure he's not getting all tangled. There. There. Go through these right here. Up here. We'll go through this last set right here. Now some patterns, before you finish off and remove, and completely finish off the piece that you made, so for example, let me grab a foot. Before you finish off here, it might ask you, and this one did, I just chose not to because it's easier for me. It might ask you to single crochet across the top. So what you would do for that is, if I hadn't finished that off, is to go across the top, you'd be going through 2 sets of stitches. The stitches on the front here and the stitch on the back. And you'd single crochet across so it's like a sealed piece. It's a single spot and it's sealed. Sometimes I just find it harder for me, but depending on the pattern and depending on if it's easier for you, you can certainly do it that way. But I've got my arms on and I think they're in a pretty decent spot. So now I'm going to go to the back and I'm going to hide the tails. For my arms, I'm going to try to do it right in the back of the neck here, which might be a little tough, but let's try it. Oops, let's get that out. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to try and go right through here. To see how there's that V and that line there, I'm going to go in through the V pieces. Well, under the V's. No, like I said before, you don't want to go through a strand, you kind of want to go under. There we go, let's start with that. Let's go a little bit further. Yeah, let's go one more. I can always put this one in a different spot, but let's go one more. All right, so I go through once, and then I go back through again. Go through one more. There. Sometimes it gets just a little tough pulling out your yarn. All right. And again, you see there's the loop of it going back. We're just going to keep pulling, and it snags right there. You can keep pulling and pulling, and it's just not going to move. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this one through the back of the head as well. Go here. And then we can cut off that tail. Push the head a little bit. Now you can't see it. And then we'll finish off this other arm. There. So let's tuck it in through here. We've got our V's right here. We just did up here. We can do it right here, just the row underneath. You can get one more in there. There we go. And you want to make sure it's not wrapped around your arm there. Okay. And go right back through. Let's go right there. Don't want to grab the arm. There we go. And there it goes. There's the snag. Go in right there, come back. Actually, I'm not going to go up through the head. I'm going to go through the bottom this time. Let's go there. There we go. And see all of these lengths, all of these scrap yarn from your tails, you can just use those as other stitch markers. If you're doing something with a different color that's not a bright pink like what I'm using, you could use it to mark your stitches. That's what I use mine for. There we go. Now he's got 2 arms. He's almost done. Let's put our feet on him. So in the picture, whoops, I keep nudging my camera. So in our picture, the feet kind of sit out like that. Kind of like that. So we want to attach our feet right about here is what I'm thinking. Yeah, right about there. There it is. Okay. So again, I'm gonna go like this to kind of go through. Let's put this one, let's scrunch him down. Let's put him right about there. Yeah, right about here's good. Let's try to hold him in place. Usually these ones are where I use the pins to help hold stuff in place. So let's go here. I'm actually gonna go back in here. Not, this is where we came out. I'm gonna go back in here real quick to make this a little bit easier. Whoops, let's not grab the paw. There we go. This way I can just go through the stitches like this. And like I mentioned before, half the struggle is finagling your pieces. It's just wrangling them around and getting them where you want them. Let's go right here. Right there. Yep, make sure you're kind of going through both of those there. You don't want anything open and you don't want somebody to squeeze its foot and fluff come out. And if you've got bigger openings like this, that's perfectly fine too. I always end up having those. Let's do 2 more stitches. One right here. Oops. And the last one with the corner here, right there. Yeah, let's go right there. All right, we'll flip them around. That's not too bad. Let's see. Yeah, that's not bad. I like him having his having a bit more leg sticking out like that. So for now, we'll just pull off our yarn and we'll stick the other one on. See, what I could have done is moved him in just a little bit further, but that's okay. Okay. We're gonna go this way. Yeah, we're gonna go that way. Oops. Not through there. Let's go up there. There we go. Okay. Stick his paw down. I think I will move that paw in a bit closer. Let's do that. That looks better. I like that better. Oh, you know what? I should have gone through in a different direction. Yeah, let's undo that, if it'll let me. We'll go like that. That's better. Where were we? We wanted him right about there. There. Right? How's that look? Let's flip him around, tighten it up. How's that look? Not quite what I wanted. Let's fix that. Let's go. Where did we want it? There. Let's go here. Why not? Let's go here. Much better. I like that much better. Sort of. It'll be easier to tell when I've got it more solidly stitched. Go through that. There we go. was about where I put it. Let's go here. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Right through here. We'll go right there. Yeah, that's not bad. Oops. Okay, so that one's a little bit closer. Yeah, I'll go ahead and move that one. And actually, to help keep this one in place, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this one in now. This one's gonna be a little bit harder to tuck because there's not as much over here. There we go. Start there. There we go. Now I'm getting into a spot where I can more readily go back through. There. That's better. There. And I'll stick this one in and bring it out through the back. And I'll cut that one off. Scissors don't like to work today. There we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and fix the placement of this one now. Okay, I went ahead and adjusted his other leg off camera because you had already seen me do that twice. But he's looking pretty cute. I mean, he'd be even cuter with a face, but he still looks pretty cute. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about putting a tail on him, but if you put yours on, it'd be right about there, and you'll put the tail on about the same way that you would with the muzzle, which I'll show you how to do. But first, we're gonna grab the muzzle, and like I said before, you might want a little bit of black embroidery floss, You'll put that on your needle, and we're gonna give him a nose. Now, I haven't actually done a nose before on any plushies that I've done, so this is new for me too, but hopefully should go pretty well, maybe. Your nose actually probably looks a little more domed out, like in the picture here, than mine does. That's just how mine ended up, but yours might look a little more domed out like it should. Either way, I'm sure it'll be cute. So with your embroidery floss, your black embroidery floss on your needle, we'll put it right through the center here. And you want your tail the tail that you finished off with on the bottom. So your nose will be up here. And you want to leave a tail here as well. Not a really long one, you'll just leave a tail so we can tie it off. Yeah, that's good. Go a little more. Yeah, that's good. So with the tail on the bottom, I'm gonna go right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go right here. I'm actually gonna bend this back a little, go into here. We're gonna go around, we're basically gonna be wrapping around this post here, so I'm gonna put it in through this hole and then back out through the center. Just like that. Pull it tight. And then I'm gonna go over here and do the same thing, so the hole right next to it. So we've got a V shape. Oops, maybe if I don't put it through the rest of my stitches here. There we go, just like that. And then we're basically gonna keep doing that until our nose is as big as we'd like. I'm gonna alternate it, so 1, 2. I think bending it over like this might help with the nose, with the muzzle, keep its shape. Keep its domed shape that it needs. Make sure these are out of the way. See how the more I put in, the bigger it's getting? That's perfectly what we want. Exactly what we want. And there are other ways, I'm sure, that you could do a nose like this. There's tons of different video tutorials all over the internet. Just go to YouTube or Google and search how to embroider nose on amigurumi. That is the style of crochet that we've been doing these last couple of weeks. It's called amigurumi. I'll even show you right here. That's how it's spelled. Oops. Oops, don't want to wrap it around the needle. There we go. There, I think it's starting to fill in a little more. Yeah. And if you don't want to go out and get embroidery floss like this, you can just use a whole bunch of thread, just a bunch of black thread put together. And if you really wanted to, you could do a line right across here too. A couple of lines to help round out the shape. Right about there. A couple more should do it. Yeah. And I could do a couple more there, but I think it looks cute with his nose looking kind of heart-shaped. So I'm going to take the thread off my needle, set my needle to the side. I've got the 2 tails here. I'm going to tie it in a good knot. I usually do just one more. Just to make sure. All right, and then we can cut that off. Like that. There we go. We'll set that off to the side. Okay, not bad for a first time nose. Not bad at all. And it's, my thread's not quite, or my tail's not quite to the bottom, but that's okay. And I think, well, don't forget to grab your needle and put the tail on your needle. And tail's going on the bottom. And I'm sure there are better ways to put the muzzle on your teddy bear. So try whatever works better for you. We'll put it right about there. We want it kind of center. But since this is where it was going, where the stitches were going, it was going this way, I'm going to try to put it through here, this stitch here and in. I'm actually going to come out a ways up here just so I can see where I'm going. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good placement. And like I said before, if you have those sewing pins, those will help keep it in place while you're trying to sew it so it's not moving around constantly. I just forgot my pins today. So we'll see how well this goes. Okay, that was where we put it in, so I'm going to aim for about that. I'm going to go back in here. And let's come out, yeah, right there, and let's try to go through that stitch here. Sorry, I know I was off in the corner there. To make sure, yeah, that's a good spot. And then I'll go here, right in here, and I'm going to try to come out right there. There we go. And of course, the more stitches you do, the less it'll move. Mine's not gonna, my nose isn't gonna be very dome shaped, but that's okay. It'll still look really cute. And then you'll just keep going. See, let's go here and try to come out here. Don't want to lose my tail. Let's see, let's go here. Yeah, we'll go here. And come out with, whoops, come out It's hard to get it so that you don't go through strands. That just takes practice. And if you decide you get partway through, you don't like the placement of your nose, you can always take it back out or slowly pick it out like I've shown you and redo it. But I think that's pretty good placement right there. Let's see, I went in through there. Let's go here. Yeah, I can do that. Let's take that one there. It's a good thing yarn stretches a bit, huh? You can always squish it back into place. So I've got just a little bit more. Yeah. A couple more stitches ought to do it. If you really wanted to, you could probably stick just a little bit of fluff in there to help push that out. A little bit of that polyester fill. Almost. There. Okay. And I think I'll just go right in here. Yeah, I think that'll be my last stitches right in here, and I'm gonna take it over here just to get it out of the way. I'm gonna actually put it back in this spot right here where I came out of and try to go further back, further towards the back of the head. Yeah, like right about here. See, you can't even see it. And then I'll try to stuff it in, try to hide the tail. Oops. See, I've got a shorter tail. See, this is why they tell you to leave a long enough tail for sewing it on. I didn't quite have as long as I normally do, but that's all right. We can work with it. Go here and then I'll work my way back. Oops. That should do it. As long as it, yep, it's snagged. Okay, I'm gonna go just a little bit further even though it's already snagged. There we go. I'll just go in and out here, and I might not have to trim my tail. I might just be able to tuck it right out there. Oops, don't want to lose my needle. There. Okay, I can trim off that little bit. There. And there's his nose. Yeah, that's not bad. Not too bad. You can always squish it back into place. All right, and last but not least, we'll do his eyes. I've got a couple of eyes that I bought from the Craft Out Loud store, the new craft store here in Coldwater. They've got ones about this size, and they've got different colors, but I chose blue. And we'll put them, you'll want to kind of get an idea of where you want your eyes. Yeah, that looks like a good spot. Something like that, yeah. Once you've got an idea of where you want your eyes, you can use more embroidery floss, you can use thread. I've got the embroidery floss, so I'm gonna use it. And you'll wanna make sure you've got a needle that'll fit through the hole of your buttons. Like my yarn needle won't fit. I don't wanna accidentally break the button while I'm trying to sew it. So I've got a smaller needle right here. This one fits through mostly. Like it'll get tight and then it'll go right through. So I'll use that. Okay. Let's see if I've got enough thread here. So we'll put the thread on our needle. There we go. And first we're going to go through the back of the head. I know it's going to sound strange, but we're going to go through the back of the head to where we want to put our eye. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit. There we go. All right. So let's go right about here. Yeah, let's go right about here. Okay. So where I want to come out of is right there. I'm gonna make note and go to the back of the head. Let's go here. See if I can squish it through. Oops. Gotta get. Sometimes you just have to poke the needle through until you find your right spot. There we go. And you want to go in between stitches like I did there. Right here. And again, you'll want to leave a good sized tail so you can tie it off. Put your eye on your needle here. Put it into place. Don't forget to hold the tail in the back. And we'll go, yeah, right there. Just like that. I'm not going to go all the way back. I'm actually going to try and go up here first, real quick. Yeah, that's all right. And this way I can go back. Actually, I should have gone the other way, but that's all right. Kind of go back in the same spot here and try to go through that first hole. Takes a bit of poking and prodding with my needle. Oops, wrong one, but there's the other. Like I said, this one's a little tough. And see, that way it's not showing there. If you do it right, your thread's not caught over there. If it does get caught, you can unthread your needle and redo it. And then I'm going to go back through the second hole, and this time I'm going to try to go to the back of the head. So what I want to do is I want to come out in that same spot right there. So I'm pushing my needle on the other side. I'm trying to aim for that spot. Where it's like, oops, I'll go this way, almost. And this is where having longer needles comes in handy. Oop, almost. There we go. Push it through. Carefully grab your needle so it doesn't stab you. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and take the floss off my needle. See how they're kind of coming in the same spot? That is exactly what we want, because what we do with that is then we can tie it off and hide it, which is exactly what I'm gonna do here. Tie it once, real good. Knot it. And you don't have to, but I always have the habit of doing it a third time just to be safe. So I always want to make sure it is not coming undone. And you'll cut your tail. You want to cut it really close if you can, without cutting your teddy bear or your knot. So I'm going to go with right there. And then squish your teddy bear's head a little bit. Usually, if you do it right, that'll hide right inside. I don't think I quite did it right. If you have to, use your crochet hook or your needle to help push that in. There we go. So yeah, your bear might have a little black dot on the back of its head. That's no big deal. And there he is, he's got one eye. And then just do the second eye and he'll be all done. All right, and same thing with your second eye. Put some embroidery floss on your needle. I'm actually just gonna do it this way. There we go. And same thing, going through the back of the head. Well, first we want to make sure placement, yeah. Right about there, I want to go up. Yeah, that looks good. So that's kind of where I want to come through. So it's just a few stitches apart. Going through the back of the head. Oops. Right about. Yep, right about there. Right about there. Oops. I want to go on the side, close enough. Leave your tail in the back. Thread your button. Oops. And if you're using just regular thread, you'll want to go over that more than just the once that I did. But with embroidery thread or floss, whatever you want to call it, you don't have to do it as much. So it'll hold nice and strong like. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Through here. Right, this way. in through there. You want to push it out to the side here in one of those blank spots, or one of those holes there. I'm not sure why I said blank spots. Double check placement. Oh yeah, that's a good spot for an eye. Go back in through here and try to come out that side, or that first hole of the button. Takes a bit of poking and prodding. Oh, there it is. Whoops, pulling out the button here. We did it right, so there's no thread sticking out over here. And then back in through the second hole and out the back of the head. You want to aim for that same spot there. There's my needle. Oh, there it is. It's way off to the side. Oh, there, almost. A little further. Right there. There it is. Oops. I had it. Yeah, almost the same spot, but that's pretty close, pretty darn close. Go ahead and take our needle off. Squish him up a little bit, there we go. Don't want his face too indented because we did it too tight. I got a lot of extra here, so I'm gonna cut that off real quick. There we go. I'm just checking this here. Yeah, that'll be all right. We'll tie it once. And twice. And like I said, I do it a third time. Whoops. Come on. And we'll trim it off. And squish the head around. Try to push in the end there. I think this one's not quite gonna go back in. Oh well. But there you have it. We'll turn him around, and there you have it. A really cute teddy bear. Thanks again for watching and for sticking with us through this crochet along project. And we'll hope to see you in again sometime soon. Bye.